Blighttown is my favorite area in Dark Souls. People hate it because it was broken and buggy in its first version, and also because they're babies who think it's too hard. But the Dark Souls remastered version is just perfect. The ambience, the environmental storytelling, the way it seems to be connected to other areas and characters in so many interesting ways. Once I get to the bonfire on the bridge and know I'm not about to get sent back to the depths if I fall off a ledge, I love being there. What is this place, though? Clearly people used to live there at some point, so it can't have always been a replica of Flint, Michigan. From the looks of the ladders, scaffoldings, and elevator, it seems like the people living there were trying to escape. You may be saying, what if these were built from the top down so that people could explore Blighttown? To me, this makes no sense. Why would you build a system of ladders and scaffoldings that is primarily accessed via a sewer, cut off to most people thanks to both entrances being locked, and leads to a poison swamp? It just makes no sense. The reason for escaping Blighttown is pretty straightforward. Something ruined this place. It's poisonous, full of demon bugs, and the residents have all gone insane. The residents who hadn't been corrupted yet must have been building up, hastily constructing these rickety ladders and platforms in an attempt to escape. I'm not sure whether their attempt was successful or not, because both the entrance and the exit to the level are locked. This could mean that the original people who escaped blocked the path behind them, or that the dwellers of the depths locked everyone in Blighttown before anyone could escape. The key to Blighttown that you get from the Gaping Dragon that unlocks the door to Blighttown in the depths has a description saying the following: Key to Blighttown from the depths of the undead burg. Swallowed by the Gaping Dragon. As its name suggests, Blighttown is a place of great pestilence. Even the polluted inhabitants of the depths are aware of its danger, and built this mighty door in hopes that they could remain safely separated. This seems to lean toward Blighttown being shut off by existing depths residents, as in the lore the depths were not a place willingly settled by anyone, but rather a place that undesirables were banished to. It even has its own locked door keeping them from escaping. However, who is to say that it was always this way? After Blighttown became unlivable, refugees from there could have built a whole new society on top of the ruins, with their sewer draining into the fetid bog below. This is perhaps not the most likely theory, but it is worth mentioning. Between Blighttown, Lost Izalith, Ash Lake, and New Londo, the theme of new societies being built on top of the ruins of fallen ones is pretty constant in Dark Souls. The other entrance to Blighttown, which you can only use as an exit unless you have the master key, actually wasn't locked to keep Blighttown residents in. It was actually locked to keep New Londo residents out. Its key has the following description: Key to the iron bars separating the ruins of New Londo and Drake Valley. The ruins of New Londo were blocked off, for the cursed ghosts posed a danger to life and spirit, and the legends speak of a terrible dark which was sealed away. They do know the New Londo ghosts can go through walls, right? But before we get into how Blighttown became a sealed-off poison swamp, let's get into the history of another swamp mentioned several times in the lore, the Great Swamp. Said to be the home of most pyromancers, including our teacher Laurentius and the Chaos Servant Ainyi. The Great Swamp was said to be the land of odd-looking heretics who were shunned by the rest of society. One of the most notable pyromancers of the Great Swamp was Salaman, a master pyromancer who was trained in the art by Quilana herself, one of the Chaos Witches of Izalith, who we encounter in Blighttown. The Great Swamp was said to be the home of pyromancers due to their primitive and nonconformist nature. Interesting. A swamp with ties to pyromancy and Izalith, filled with odd-looking and primitive people, shunned from the rest of society. Does this sound familiar to you? Next, let's look at some of the notable items found in Blighttown. My favorite is the Iaido, a katana said to be from a far eastern land. To go along with it, Blighttown also contains the Shadow set, a ninja outfit also said to be from this far eastern land. It also contains the Crimson set and the Remedy sorcery, both of which belong to one of the sealers who flooded New Londo. said to belong to a sealer named Yulva, who eventually moved on to use her healing talents in Blighttown. The remedy sorcery, which reduces poison buildup, states as much in the description. Another notable item in Blighttown is the Pyromancer set, as well as the Power Within and Poison Mist pyromancies. Blighttown also contains the weapon Server and the Wanderer set. I don't think these ones are particularly significant, but I didn't want to be accused of forgetting them. So, we have a swampy area that has a higher concentration of items tied to pyromancy into this eastern land that parallels real-life feudal Japan than any other area in the game. Laurentius of the Great Swamp is first encountered trapped in the depths, indicating that he was either going to or from Blighttown, and under the right circumstances he ends up in Blighttown by the end of the game. Quilana, the advanced pyromancy teacher, is also in Blighttown, as is Shiva, a samurai-like character from the mysterious Eastern Land. My theory is that the Great Swamp, the mysterious Eastern Land, and Blighttown are all the same place. The evidence tying the Eastern Land to Blighttown isn't as solid due to the vagueness of every description of this Japanese-style land, but the evidence for the Great Swamp being Blighttown is a slam dunk. What do you think? Were pyromancers and ninjas living side by side in the old Great Swamp? Did the Far East Land dispatch agents to achieve some mission there? Ninja stuff aside, the Great Swamp was a land of pyromancers that had been trained by the nearby Chaos Witches of Izalith. At some point, it was a center of learning and practice for these primordial flame wizards. It also existed right above Ash Lake, but I think that area was concealed from them with illusory walls by the Witch of Izalith after the Great Dragons were defeated, to prevent any of them from finding the Stone Dragon and supporting the remnants of the dragon race. Pyromancers learned their craft in this swamp, unbothered by mainstream society and its judgments. But then, disaster struck. When the Witch of Izalith lost control of the Chaos Flame, its corruption spread. Not only did Izalith become inhospitable, but the nearby Great Swamp started to change for the worst as well. The water became poisonous, flaming demon bugs and giant slugs infested the land, and the residents became feral and ogre-like. My headcanon is that the big ogres with the clubs are all in a gang called the Blighttown Bruisers, but that's neither here nor there. To escape the poison and demonic corruption, the residents of Blighttown begun constructing ladders and platforms to get out of the swamp and try to escape. This was thwarted when the locked door to the depths was created, locking in the unfortunate Blighttowners. The good news was that Yulva the Sealer had come from New Londo to aid the residents with her healing magic. The bad news is that she had locked the door behind her, effectively sealing off the other easy way to the surface. Theoretically, a Blighttown refugee could escape through the Valley of the Drakes and take the elevator to Darkroot Basin, but they were likely no match for the Drakes, and especially no match for the poisoned dragon in the area, who may be in his poisoned and decayed state from eating too many Blighttown refugees. With poison surrounding them, demon ruins below them, a locked door above them, and dragons and ghosts next to them, most Blighttown residents had no choice but to live on the scaffoldings they had created in their attempt to escape. Diseased, mutated, and driven mad, these survivors from the Great Swamp went feral and began attacking anyone from the outside world that had shut them out. With their culture all but annihilated, their tradition of pyromancy was forgotten, and they were reduced to fighting with poison darts and rudimentary wooden clubs within a generation or two. Still, not everyone who made it out alive was willing to let go of their roots. Well, what do you guys think? Did you learn anything from this? Were there any details I missed? Was this all crazy talk and you have a better theory? Leave a comment and let me know your thoughts.